Hey strong people, Kalle Beck here from StartingStrongman.com. If you want all of the latest information and how to get into the sport of strongman, go to StartingStrongman.com. And if you want to support what I do, go to Patreon.com/StartingStrongman for early access to videos and help me make more content and resources for the sport of strongman. Thank you to all the new patrons. Super thankful, and I appreciate it very much. So today is not strongman news. This is going back to a little bit of an older format where I actually answered questions about people's training. I got this email this week, and I figured I already answered it in email, but I'd go a little more in depth and share it with you because I feel like it's a good topic. So basically, here we go. He said, I had my first strongman comp yesterday and competed as a novice, getting 6 out of 15. I love the sport and find it way more interesting than other strength sports that I've participated in. However, I'm a little reserved about continuing the next step, as you know, the next step will be the open division. I'm a lightweight competitor who's 29 years old, and that means 105 kilos / 231 pounds. I am a lightweight competitor who's 29 years old, and my gym lifts are about average, his words, 630 pound deadlift, 560 pound squat, overhead is 230 without the split jerk. Max Atlas stone is 245 pounds as of yesterday. My question is this: is it possible or reasonable to expect to improve in the sport enough to hang with open lightweight guys? I'm no stranger to hard work or commitment and would eventually seek coaching, but I also don't want to shoot for unrealistic expectations as powerlifting is my home base. Strongman, it's kind of like, it seems like it's harder to get into and excel in than it is, and it's very hard. I'm not discounting that. But what happened here is, I think the problem is that the person asking the question is having is, they are looking at the top 105 kilogram, 231 pound competitors in the world. The Anthony Furmans, the Anthony Dells, there's, Sean DeMarinis, all of these guys who have like 800 pound deadlifts and stuff. A 630 pound deadlift is not average. It just sounds to me like this is a person who is pretty decent at powerlifting, who came into the sport and doesn't have much experience yet. Because if you have a 630 pound deadlift, you can do a lot better than a 245 pound stone if you get used to lifting Atlas stones. Why do you want to compete in strongman? You already said that you find it a lot more interesting and I assume fun than other strength sports. And that's what this all is. We're not all Eddie Hall. We're not all Brian Shaw. And really the thing about strongman, even for myself, I never became the strongest person in the world. I did decent in my own weight class, which granted at the time there was less people competing in and stuff. But what I know is I know where I started and how far I got. And not just how much progress I made is the key, but the journey along the way. Pursuing a goal and trying to better yourself is always worth it, even if you don't succeed, because it teaches you so much. It teaches you about life. It teaches you what you're capable of. You know how many people you sit around and they talk and they go, yeah, I think I could have done that. Or, seems like a lot of work, but if I wanted to, I could. That means you can't. Or you wonder, like, could I have? That stuff sucks. What's great is being a little scared for a new challenge and going out and working as hard as you can to accomplish that goal. And when you get it, when there's a lift coming up in a contest that's above your current max that you've never hit in training, and then you go to the contest and you hit it and you lift it, that feeling makes everything worth it. And also, sometimes you miss, and that teaches you a lot about yourself as well. And it really motivates, at least me, to go and improve. I'm like, I never want to have that feeling of failure again. And these are the kind of things that can be taken and applied to the rest of your life, with your family, with business, with work, etc. And the pursuit of strength and improving yourself is the real benefit. I don't look back on contests I won or lost. I think about how much it all meant to me along the way, and the people I met, and what I learned about myself, and even some of the stuff I'm like, I have no idea why I bothered to do that. It's just great memories, and that's why you should pursue it. If it's fun and it adds value to the rest of your life, of course you should pursue. The point of getting into strongman isn't that it's easy. The point is that it can be terrifying. And because it's so terrifying, you're going to push yourself to really improve. Anyone can compete in the sport. You might not get to the world's strongest man level. You might not get to a nationals level. I don't know. Those are up for you to decide how far you're able to push it and what it's worth. There's a point where it's like, to train this much, to do this kind of lifestyle, it takes away other areas from my life and it's not worth it. For me, competing isn't worth it anymore at this point. But I'm so glad that I spent 10 years doing it. And another story, it took me 5 years to win my first contest. I was pretty terrible starting out. But I just kept pushing and pushing, and eventually you get better. So it's always worth it. If it was easy, it's not worth pursuing. That you're scared to enter the open class is going to push you so hard in your training, and that is what makes it worth it. If anyone needs coaching, you can reach out to me, store.startingstrongman.com. If you have other questions about training, you want a little input on, questions like this, if you're scared to compete or something, I'm happy to answer them. Submit them at strongtalkpodcast@gmail.com. For coaching, programs, and my book, How to Train Strongman in a Regular Gym, go to store.startingstrongman.com.